Yes, guys, welcome back to another Gold Weekly Outlook for the 7th of the 10th, 2024. Hosted by myself, Ryan, or as you know me as Cruise FX. Um, so, jumping straight into it. Looking at the monthly, obviously extremely bullish so far on gold over the months that we've had this year. And current monthly, don't really have a bottom wick, so I would expect the monthly to grab that at some point. Um, So having that in mind for the longevity of the month, we've obviously only just started. But it looks like we've got most of that wick fill already from the previous monthly, but we'll see how we go. Hopping down to the weekly, um, I really don't like this previous weekly that we've just printed, this bearish candle. Um, Reason why we couldn't break the previous low, as you see here, and we couldn't break the previous high. Um, what does that mean? A lot of uncertainty for the next week. If this was on a lower time frame, half an hour, 15-minute candle, I'd avoid it as a whole. If I was looking to take a trade off the next candle, I'll just leave it. Um, Based off the fact there's uncertainty, we can easily break the previous high um, and reject. We can easily break the previous low and reject. Obviously, in a bullish uptrend, you would favor buys on the overall week, but the only thing that I would say is if we do break that previous wick to the upside, we have got this wick fill for 100 pips, which would be the break of the previous monthly candle you see to the upside here. So we get that wick fill, and then if we break that, we could see a bit of a spike to the upside before potentially rejecting to come then get the bottom wick on the monthly. Something to keep in mind though, a little bias because of the uncertainty candle. I don't like it at all. Um, at the same time, yeah, we could see that drive up. But like, if I quickly do a quick demonstration for you, so we're going to be looking at a bearish candle. So I would expect if this happens, this scenario happens on the weekly, expect the price to maybe get a bottom wick first, drive up, break the previous wick. Then we've got the 100 pick wick fill up to this level here, about 2680 flat. And then we may see a quick spike up because we're breaking up new all-time highs again. And often when we do see that, we get spike up potentially to 2700 area. If you see to the left hand side there, flat. That's what I'll be looking at for first. And then I would expect some sort of rejection of the all-time new highs. Sellers are going to be looking to sell at flat number, whole numbers, breaking the previous monthly candle with no monthly bottom wick. So that's when I would like to see the rejection coming down to at least get that wick fill on the previous weekly. Maybe the start of a bit of a bearish pullback. So potentially maybe seeing something like something like that for a scenario. But again, as I said, I don't like this previous weekly candle. It's really uncertain. So we'll be looking for scalps anyway. But just as an overall bias, that's something I'll be looking out for. Um, Again, this is the daily. What can you say? Look at this. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Really rubbish price action. As you can see on the daily, we have because this it all ties up perfectly, right? As I said. We haven't got a bottom wick on a monthly, so we could see a potential rejection coming soon to collect that bottom monthly wick. Then we've got this uncertainty candle. Couldn't break the previous highs, couldn't break the previous lows. It's uncertain which way, which direction we're going to go. Obviously, we're in the bullish uptrend, so you've got that in my favor, but it's hard to tell. You could reject at any given point at the break of either wick. And then coming down to the daily, look, it's a mess. And we're consolidating. We're in this range, so we're in this range on the daily. So it makes sense, right? Like the weekly looks like a mess because we've started to consolidate. We've been trending quite bullish for a long time now. As you can see, if we zoom right out, trending bullish, area of consolidation, trending bullish, and another area of consolidation. Price needs to reprice, grabbing liquidity from buyers and sellers and the swing traders as well. So looking at these levels here on the daily, we've got the most recent resistance at 2672715, and then we've got our most recent support at 2633310. So again, I'll be looking for a closure above this area. And then looking to the target areas, we're looking at whole numbers when we're at all-time new highs. You don't have previous data to go on. So there's no other support, resistance, or key levels that you'll be looking for price to hit. If we do get a closure above the area, obviously we've got the 100 pip wick fill. That's what we'll be going through first. After that, I'll be looking at whole numbers. So I'll be looking at 2,700, and then I'll be looking at 2,705, and so on, and so on, and so on, and so on. Um, just off the daily. Before that, obviously, we've got 2,695. And before that, we've got 2,690. So they're all key areas, going up in $5 increments, if we do get that closure above after the wick fill. And it will tie in with the 4 hour, as well if we get up to them prices. So I'm going to leave these in here, these $5 increments. Again, on the daily, I'll be looking if we do get a closure, which will give us more of an indication for the weekly, perhaps. We've got these really lovely clean candles to the left-hand side, all these clean candles, coming all the way down to this previous support. So if we do get a closure below 263 to 310, first TP, I'll be looking to hit this wick here, at 2601044. Then I'll be looking at the previous resistance for another TP point, 2583 flat. Then the end of the clean candles at this support, 2559679. And then to fill the rest of the range coming down to 2511733. So you've got a nice target points off the daily there with lovely clean candles coming down. Really nice price action if we do have a bearish week. Coming down to the 4 hour, pretty similar story, as like the daily. Again, the buys stay the same, on the 4 hour. If we get a closure above the 2672700 area, we've got essentially the daily wick fill coming up to 2686. But first point of call, I'll just be looking at 2677500. So we've got a nice 50 pips there, just coming up to this previous resistance. I would expect the wick to get partially filled anyway. So yeah, closure above that area, I'll be looking to fill that. And then $5 increments. Sales, bit more tricky. First point of call, I'll be looking for the closure again, like the daily closure, 2633310. We've got this initial wick fill to look out for. Really nice wick fill, actually, 90 pips, which ties in nicely with this previous support here. So get a closure below there. That'll be my first point of call. Then a couple more clean candles. Bit of a messy area, but we've got this nice clean candle here. So I would expect price to drive down to 2616, maybe later on in the week. Again, it stays the same pretty much as the daily. Clean candles coming down, hitting that wick. Be looking for a TP point there. Around this area, which is that, you can see here, as I'm just highlighting there. That will be next TP point. It ties in with the daily again. If we do come to it a bit later in the week, we come down to the previous support. We close below 2559769. Keep a lookout on later in the week. Then we've got these lovely clean candles coming down to 2511. So yeah, nice references points off the higher time frames there, if that's how you like to trade. But obviously, when we're scalping anywhere after 15 in the half an hour, or day trading, whatever you want to call it, these are still points of reference you need to look at on the high time frames. Don't just look at one time frame, you have to look at them all. Look at the bigger picture. So now jumping down to the hourly, and the half an hour, etc. Let's have a look. So I just want to measure out these ranges, coming off the bat of the half an hour and the 15 minute. Might look cleaner on the 15 minute. Yeah, so looking at the 15 minute, the half an hour and hourly, I always want to see them tie in, but I do want to just mark out my support and resistances based off the 15 minute here, save some time, etc. But of course, I'll always be looking at the half an hour and hourly when I'm marking out my support and resistance on the 15 minute. So obviously I have this most recent support at 2642910. And we've got clean candles coming down, really nice actually, 45 pips. I didn't expect it to be that much. So we've got 45 pips coming down to 2638. 500 coming down there, so I'll mark that out. And then we've got another TP Wickfield coming down to 2632159. Um, Later on in the week, let's have a look after that Wickfield. Again, it ties in nicely. More clean candles coming down to 2627335, this area here. It all really ties in nicely with the higher time frames. This is perfect. Again, um, we had this drawn out on the 4 hour, this support. So it is another TP area, but first on the 15 minute and the half an hour, you want to be looking at 2621316 as a first point of call. Um, and then just after that, 2611806. And then obviously this area down here is most previous support, 2605. That makes sense for the cells. Um, Really nice point of action, not point of calls. You can save this video or highlight it. Come back to it all the time if you want, because obviously it's a weekly outlook. So you can come back to the weekly outlook depending on what day it is. It might be Wednesday, Thursday, and we've already come down to, for example, maybe we've already closed below this area here, this support, 2624, 2625 flat pretty much. And you need to come back to the weekly outlet and say, where's Ryan put his next key level? Where's the new clean range? So then you can trade again down to 2621 and then keep losing these as reference points. Obviously, I would adjust this here. And then really nice clean candles. So we do have that bearish week. We have got lovely, lovely clean range. Let's have a look at for the buys off the 15 minute here. So I'll initially be looking. We had this previous. I'll be looking. Obviously, we've got a market open on tomorrow, so this could be. You don't know what's going to happen in the next candle in the 15 minute straight away. But I would have essentially been looking at this area here. Got this previous resistance 2653358. We have had the closure above, so initially I would be looking at this area for buys straight if it was London or something or New York. Looking for price to come up and fill his clean range up to 2666. It's like 130 pip range. Maybe I'll initially be looking for a resistance to form first. Let me draw it out for you. If we just form this resistance like so, then you can use that. Let's get rid of that quick. Then you can use this candle. Obviously, got the resistance there. Then you can move up your key area to just that area there. That's for example, and then you can wait for the closure above there. So that's a potential. If we do range within here, it's a pretty big range, 110 pips. But if we do range within this area, we've got another support here, kind of like around this area because we've got the previous resistance. But if we get a clean closure below like 2650, 893, or even to be a bit safer, just below this area, 2650. Then you have got these clean candles coming down to 2645. So this would be the initial area I would be looking at if we do range in. Don't trade within this range, so no trade range. But then you've got clean candles coming down to the bottom side, the downside. Then you've got your key references that I've drawn out for you. Obviously, this is a massive clean range up here, clean traffic to the left-hand side. So you get the closure above like so, this situation happens, then don't just hold your TP till the clean range, like secure profits along the way. Perhaps at whole numbers or 10, 20, 30 pips, secure some partials, stop to break even, go for another 30, 40, 50 pips and just ride the wave all the way up to feel that clean range. Let them runners run. But yeah, let me check out some news for you quickly, actually, guys. See what we've got coming up this week. So tomorrow for Monday, nothing, nothing, no major news on Monday. Tuesday, no major news. That's pretty nice. Wednesday, we've got nothing during the day, but we've got the FOMC meeting minutes at 7 p.m. UK time. So when you do have these red flag flags in the evening, after New York close and stuff. The day can be a bit tricky, especially New York session. So just be aware of that. But essentially, nothing in London on New York session, so not too bad. Thursday we have got core CPI, CPI, unemployment claims 1:30 p.m. UK time. And then on Friday we've got core PPI at 1:30 p.m. or UK time as well. So yeah, that concludes the video, guys. Hope you are enjoying the weekly outlooks. Hope they're really helping with you. So yeah, stay tuned, and I'll see you on the next one.